is, you know, you think this is Liverpool Football Club, one of the biggest clubs, iconic clubs in the world. You can stand and make excuses, you can stand and do that, but for me the reality is you've got to just put your head down, find a different way, and then bring in players, more importantly, that's hungry.
Yeah.
You know, you might not be able to attract always the stars, but if you bring in players that are hungry to become stars, then that can hopefully help you get there.
I spotted a few of your books here. Shackleton.
Yes.
All about finding new frontiers, pushing on, maybe doing things that other people thought were impossible.
If you're looking at the sort of the four cornerstones really of a player, you get technical and tactical and the physical element. That'll always be catered for.
Yeah.
But massively is the mental skills of players.
I think this applies to people, doesn't it? Whatever your profession, whatever your career, the question is, will it make the boat go faster? When you first came to Liverpool and the owners sat you down, they said, look, we want to do something different, we need a different approach here. What did you say to them to make them realise that Brendan Rodgers was the man? The
first thing is that my communication will be open.
Yeah.
You know, I'll speak openly to you. The second thing I'll promise you is the sort of quality of my work, in terms of I've lived my life trying to be as successful as I possibly can be. And the third thing is ambition. So those three things I promised. And I said very simply, if you're after anything else, you will have to get someone else in.
Obviously, our eyes are drawn to the number 7. But being totally honest, when you've had something like that to deal with, how much does that take your focus away from the time that you've been able to spend with the players, and even maybe their focus as well, because all they read about and hear about is Luis Suarez?
Everything that was written about Louis and said, and all the speculation, didn't really affect us.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
that's testament to you and your players.
Well, not as testament to the players. We said all the way along that we have to control any distraction. This is a massive club, but we must never take away from our focus, which is what we do on the field.
Do you have the relationship with him where after training you bring him up here and have a one-to-one conversation with him, or do you have to go through his management? How does it work?
I always prefer to go face to face. Lou's good like that, and I think what you find most people, you know, and in particular the big stars, they want to be told. He's been brilliant for the club. There's obviously been issues over the summer, but I'm sure they'll be resolved.
Willian would be good though, wouldn't he? I knew that would be your reaction to that.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a picture of the famous Liverpool boot room.
Yeah.
That's a pretty evocative image, isn't it?
We're talking about it with Kenny when we had lunch, that until you've actually been the manager of Liverpool Football Club, it's very, very difficult to understand the actual pressures of being here.
Yeah.
So, and obviously that's someone who is renowned as the king here, as a real statesman of the club.
This is not Millionaires Row, is it, surrounding the training ground? But these are the people in these houses who are spending their hard-earned money on Liverpool season tickets. They're the guys you have to impress week in, week out.
We're training, and each day we get the kids, they're on the bins, stood on the bins, getting up.
Are they over there at the school?
Yeah, over there, over here. And have a look at the stars and have a look at the players. You can have all the facilities in the world, the greatest pitches, the greatest, sports science labs. It's really about the people and what you do in it. And what we have here is a group of people that's very devoted to our cause.
And do you know the people you're going to send into battle against Stoke at the weekend?
Yes.
And they are?
You'll find out when the team sheet comes through, and you'll be reporting on the game.
Well, the good news is, Brendan, we've already had the teams, and you heard him there saying that this club is all about the fans, and there they are, gearing up right outside the Kop ahead of a brand new season. What's it like in that city, Macca, ahead of a new season? Full of hope and expectation, belief you're going to win the title?
I think tepid belief this year. I think they want to see an improvement. First and foremost, it's absolutely crazy. Yes, we've had lots of pre-season games, but everybody lives. They work from Monday to Friday and they go to the football and talk about football all weekend. So this is what they've been looking forward to. The first game's at home. It's a packed house. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere. But I think that Liverpool fans are intelligent enough to say, we're not going to challenge for the Premier League this